honey, say what you gotta say. Get it out. Some people ain't gonna like it, but I bet you they'll take every opportunity that comes from it. Okay? Hello, mystical light beings, and welcome to another video through Lena Mystic. Today, I'm just gonna do a reading, and we're gonna get into some of this energy that's happening right now, and see what's going on, if there's any spiritual guidance we can get. So go ahead and set your intentions at this time. Taking a deep breath in and then release. Breathe in through your diaphragm. That's going to be in through your belly, not your chest. Taking all the breath that you need at this time. Breathing in everything that you want into your life. And releasing all the things that just no longer fit you or resonate in your life. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm feeling the Heal Yourself deck. So that's what I'm going to pick from. Ooh, this is going to be a very interesting reading. I think I'm also going to use the book because I am reteaching myself how to read tarot and oracle cards because I am a new person now. So it's been a very interesting journey to relearn everything, you know, I knew before, but now I'm figuring out what things mean differently because I just don't see things the same way that I used to. And I think that that's how life works. So maybe you're feeling the same thing. Maybe you're not. Who knows? Maybe I'm alone. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? So what's the energy? Let's get into this. See what's up. Let's start with this Temptation card. Let me tell you what I think it means. I think the Temptation is basically saying there's some things that look very good. Sometimes it's some people that look very good. And it's very tempting to engage in these people, or it's very tempting to engage in these actions or opportunities. But then we fish a little further in our brains. Some of us don't, but when we do fish a little further in our brains, we find out that it is the superficial part of people, opportunities, and things that give us interest, make us feel excited. But once we get a little bit deeper than the surface, we realize this really doesn't resonate with me at all. So things can be very tempting to engage in. For example, gossip can be very tempting to engage in because you just want to know everything. It's like, but it's also pretty detrimental to your emotional, mental health. So it is something that, looks great, sounds great, until you realize you're consuming yourself with it. And it's something that you don't want to consume yourself with because it is contagious. Gossip is contagious. It's also, and this could be anything that you feel tempted to take part in or tempted to be with. These are the things that we're going to have to show up more consciously and say, is this something that I want to bring into my life? Is this a valuable moment? Is this a teachable moment? Is this a just flowing moment? Or do I feel tight? If someone was saying these things about me, would that feel good? Like asking yourself those things, and everything doesn't have to be so super serious, but you do want to be conscious about what you're doing so that you're not infecting your own aura and making yourself sick emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. So temptation, let's see what it says. Life is full of temptations, and right now you're being asked to choose the higher path. So it can even be tempting that someone hurt you and you're like, well, I want to do something back to them. I'm angry, I'm going to let it out on them. So you could be possibly feeling like, I want to do something to this person that makes them feel the way that I did. That could be super, super tempting. But when you think about it on a deeper than the surface or deeper than superficial, you realize that is going to be at more of a detriment for myself. So temptation is normally something that is going to put yourself at a bigger detriment than you think it initially would, because it seems exciting, it seems enticing. Your need to prove that you are worthy and important is clouding your true purpose and tempting you to make the wrong decisions. Become aware of what is happening in your life right now. Are you feeling bored in a relationship and looking for something outside of your partnership instead of being honest and working on the challenges you are experiencing or moving on? This is another thing. Temptation also lets you know places that, you know, maybe you weren't excited with in your life, maybe things that you need to put more work in. So for example, in this book, it's saying a relationship. Maybe it's enticing to give attention to someone else outside of your relationship. But most likely that's because you have things that you need to address in your relationship that don't make you feel excited, that don't make you feel good. Or even maybe you don't even need to be with that person. Maybe you're just in the relationship because it's been 20 years. You know, is that something that's good? Is that could be very tempting, because it's like, oh, this is a very comfortable spot for me. Comfortability can be very tempting as well. So just really facing the things in your life. Do I want this? What is the meaning of this in my life? Why do I keep taking part in this? Does this make me feel good? Is this making other people feel good as well? And you don't always have to be making other people feel good, but you do want to think about other people. Is this hurting someone? Like, if it's hurting someone, why do you have to do it? Unless if it's hurting someone, they're taking it as hurt, but you're really just setting boundaries for yourself. That's a different thing. But we can get into that in another video, because that can be a long discussion. I might have to do a whole live on that. Is there a work opportunity that is tempting to you to act without integrity in order to get ahead? That's another thing. Doing things to get ahead, but not doing things the way that feels right to you or good to you or fueling for you, nourishing. Maybe these things are more draining than nourishing, but it looks and it appears to be succeeding better than the other route, but it's really not, because it's draining you. Are you using money as an excuse not to follow your heart? This is another one. It is so tempting to take a job that says, hey, I'll pay you $500,000 a year, but you don't love what you're doing. You don't even like what you're doing. You go to work every day and you're like, whoa, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I hate this job. Like, it's very tempting to take a higher paying job that you don't like, and take a little bit lower paying job that you actually do love, that's a healthy environment. So also think about those things as well. This card asks you to focus on the bigger picture. That's funny, because this says see the bigger picture as well. This is the giraffe. It's saying look above, look at everything, and say, what is this bringing me? What will this do for me in the longer run? How can this aid me in my life or be a detriment to my life? Really looking at those things before you get so sucked up in something that you are now, not only is the opportunity superficial, but you have become superficial. Another opportunity that is much greater than what you have imagined is on its way. Just be open to it and allow it into your life. And oftentimes, if we let that temptation overcome us, we miss out on the blessing that was right there, that we were so close to. And I'm not saying that all the time it's like, oh, it's just a week away. No, things take work, things take time. But there are some things that are so close to us, closer than ever before, and we give up because the temptation is like saying, oh yeah, I can give this to you right now. I can give this to you right now. You can get it a month from now with the other job. But you know, I'm an unhealthy job. I've got a lot of drama going on. We talk about each other all the time. People are sick all the time because we overwork them. But I can pay you more. I can pay you more because I know I'm a load of BS. So just be very conscious of that, guys, because we have to take better care of ourselves. The better care we take of ourselves, the opportunities will start to realize that they have to take better care of us too. We're setting those boundaries. We're letting them know our expectations. And a lot of people call people troublemakers or are annoyed with people who bring up problems that can be solved. But in reality, we're the ones fixing environments. We're the ones helping environments become the best version of themselves. So just keep that in mind. Honey, say what you gotta say. Get it out. Some people ain't gonna like it, but I bet you they'll take every opportunity that comes from it. Okay? All right. So give yourself 5 minutes of uninterrupted time. Write down in what area of your life you are being tempted, what choices you have made, and what are the best choices that you could make. Okay, so asking yourself where you're being tempted in your life, where you want to make better decisions, and making those better decisions for yourself and the opportunities that are in your life. Self-love is the next card. So this is just saying spending more time with yourself, getting into your own beautiful glowing energy. Okay? Getting into that energy, vibing with your own energy. Let me tell you something. I love my energy. I can sit with my energy for weeks by myself. I can sit there for years by myself because I love my energy. Get to that point that you love your energy. And I don't even give myself as much self-love as I wish I gave myself. Not even nearly as much as I wish I gave myself. But I can only imagine where I'd be if I gave myself more self-love. There's so much going on in my life right now that I don't make as much time for self-love. But if I did, I'll be walking around like a glowing fireball of energy, okay? But this self-love card is really just saying give yourself more grace, give yourself more time, give yourself more effort. You give everything else more effort than you give yourself. So at this time, make the designated time for yourself. I had to start waking up earlier in the day so I could take better care of myself. If that's what you have to do, you have to do it, man. You got to do it. Keep in mind, if you are a caretaker, if you have children, if you have family that you take care of, if you provide for others, whether it be at your job, wherever it is, to be able to care for other people, your energy has to be filling up at all times, okay? Because you're always giving energy out, so you have to be renewing that energy as well. And self-love and self-care is the best way to do that, other than praying and meditating and stuff like that, and even planting, whatever the case. But those are also forms of self-care and self-love, so keep that in mind. Let's see. I love self-love, man. Self-love is everything. That's where those affirmations come into play. Take time out to get to know yourself. We were just talking in another video about dating yourself. Like, this is very valuable. It's very important. Get to know what works for you in this particular cycle of your life. Some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism. I know self-criticism all too commonly. Self-criticism is oftentimes ego. It's not even wanting to fix a certain problem or anything, or it's the fact that we see some of these things as problems in ourselves tells ourselves we don't give ourselves as much love and as much credit, because we really are just learning. So it's really not a problem. It's just a thing that we want to help, we want to aid, we want to get better at. So some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism. Whew. Know this all too often, which lead to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Have you been trying to compete with others, get approval from people in your family, or simply push yourself too hard? If so, you need to soften up and start listening to your body. Focus on keeping your head, your heart open, and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. Wow. This card beckons you to breathe love in and out every moment of the day, and ask yourself, what changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? I love this. What changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? Choose to open your heart through softness, deep breathing, relaxation, movement, finding beauty in nature, in your home, in your pain, in your love, in your sadness, in prayer, and etc. Keep your heart open even though it makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. You know, so many people have told me very recently to more so close my heart and be harder on the outside. And most of the time, I always tell people, you know, that doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't feel authentic to me. What feels authentic to me is being myself. And I am a soft person. I'm hard when I'm hard, and then I'm soft when I'm soft. And right now, I'm soft. I'm a soft and gentle person. In this stage of my life, I'm a soft and gentle person. And that is what makes me feel good, because it feels real. It feels authentic. So it's not something I can personally just turn off just because I feel like I want to. I know some people can do that, but I live and breathe in authenticity, and it is not my choice to be something I'm not in that moment. So if you feel that you are hard right now, you have a hard shell on you, really lean into that and ask yourself why. If you feel like you have a soft shell right now and you feel like it puts you in circumstances that don't make you feel good, identify, why am I in these patterns? Why do these patterns keep coming up? How can I add more of a balance into my life? That's what I've been asking myself, and I really feel like it's helping me to understand some of the cycles I have in my life, and if I want to keep living in those cycles, or is it more so choosing the people I'm around, you know? So if you have a hard shell, is it because of outer circumstances you've had to grow this way so that you could live where you are, or be where you are, thrive where you are? If you have a soft shell, is it because, I don't know what the case could be. Maybe it helps you get by where you are. Maybe it aids you. Maybe it supports you. Or maybe it's a detriment to you. Ask yourself these questions and ask yourself what you feel you need and what feels true and authentic to you as well. It's a good question. So I think we should definitely have ourselves open and vulnerable to ourselves, if not anyone else. If you haven't learned to be vulnerable and open to yourself, you definitely need more self-love, more self-care, and more self-time. Okay? That means you are not having enough time with yourself, and it also is probably a sign of like trauma in your childhood where you were always criticized, always beat up, just judged often, and that became your inner voice. So these are some things to reflect on. Very similar to Healers Break to Heal, the book that I wrote that's on my website. You're working through these triggers, you're working through these things so that you can become the most authentic version of yourself. You can become a more peaceful or joyful or whatever it is that you want to be. You can become that. You are controlling that. So this week is your opportunity to learn to receive. Take it all in, every compliment. Baby, you look cute. Thank you. Baby, those shoes are cute. Thank you. Like, just soaking in all of that, because a lot of us, someone says we're cute and we're like, oh, but my hair looks a mess. Or someone says your shoes are cute, but they're talking on the bottom. Like, so you don't have to point out your flaws when someone points out a compliment just to make yourself feel more comfortable. You don't have to do that. Allow yourself to sit in compliments, happiness, and joy. So anytime anyone says something nice to you or offers help to you, take a deep breath, thank them, and accept. It's kind of what I was just saying. You need to find something loving or nurturing to do for yourself. This could be a massage. Yeah, you know, if y'all live in Florida, hit me up. A healing treatment or a movie with a friend. Yes, massages are incredible. As you guys may or may not know, as of October 18th, I'm still in massage school. And I love it. I love what I'm doing. I love that I'm here. I'm learning so much. And massages can really, really aid in feeling the love, and especially depending on who gives it to you. Me personally, my clients be happy. They be happy. My latest client that was new said that she felt like she was in a meditative state. I did a chakra balancing massage for her. She said she was in a meditative state and she's never meditated before, and it was incredible. She felt like she was awake and asleep at the same time, so she was basically in theta. So massages are really, really good for relaxation, self-love, self-care, and depending on who does it for you, they could be putting in so much loving energy into you that you just radiate afterwards. You glow afterwards. And I'm the type of person who sets my intentions before massages. So you know you're going to get that love. You know you're going to get that care. Even my clients who've never gotten a massage from me but have gotten Reiki or gotten a reading from me, they radiate after, and I absolutely adore it. I love it. I love you guys so much, and I love all the progress that you guys go through. But going back to the reading, just letting you know, self-love, self-care, massages are incredible for that. And be sure that you set your intentions before it, just in case your practitioner or licensed massage therapist didn't set their intentions. But yes, every time you look in the mirror, repeat, I am lovable. Do this every day until you really believe it. So you're going to look at yourself. I'm looking at myself right now. I am lovable. You are lovable. You are so lovable. You're incredible. You look incredible. You are amazing. I love you. You love yourself. Continue to give yourself more love, more grace, more happiness, more forgiveness. Okay? You're incredible. Speak to yourself this way so that you can begin to feel it in even your ligaments, your muscles, your tendons, everything. You want to feel this to a cellular level. Ooh, that was beautiful. That was intense. Okay? So we also got see the big picture. This also has a lot to do with seeing yourself for who you are, and you are completely changing right now. I'm changing a lot. I know I am. But you're different now. And I think that's why a lot of the time you're going to have to think on your feet. I think this is why this card came out, because you're different now. And it's like you don't really know who you are for real. So you're getting to know yourself. So don't be afraid to think on your feet and follow your intuition at this time. Very similar to the fox. And watch and wait. Watch and wait. This progress is going to be very measurable. It's going to be very measurable with the amounts that you love yourself and how. Another thing is the temptation that you keep seeing. It looks tempting because the reward is like right there, or at least it looks like it's right there, but there's going to be a payoff. So keep that in mind. So the seahorse is saying, watch and wait. What you're doing now is going to pay off. Don't quit. Don't stop. Keep moving. Keep doing this. If you've been feeling like you need to quit your job because it's toxic or something like that, this could also mean like the job application that you put in, this could be a good move for you. So don't like give up on that new job or whatever. You know what you need to do. Your spirit has already told you, shown you numbers 333, 1111, 555. If you're seeing 555 a lot, it's saying some type of change is happening in your life. 333 is saying you're being supported with these new goals that you have in your life or the goals that you have in your life. 1111 is saying that something new is happening as well, and it's saying to have faith in that journey and get to know yourself. Like, get to know yourself, and you may have to walk that journey without as much support as you walked before as well with 1111. Whereas someone may not know exactly what you're dealing with, and you kind of like walk that journey through it yourself. That's your shadow work, basically. So just really don't allow yourself to fall into this temptation because it looks enticing. It's like bread. Why did you guys show me this? I'm talking to my guides. But it's like bread, like a thick bread. And you don't turn it over. You don't check the other side of it. And it's molded. Like, it's molded on the other side. Like, it looks good. You're hungry. You're super hungry and you're like, I'm gonna eat this bread. You eat it and then you're like, why does it taste like penicillin? Because it's penicillin on the bottom. Because it's mold, okay? So it's moldy bread, but you can't see it. It's a good looking muffin and everything. Maybe it's a muffin, but you bite into it and there's a piece of mold in the middle. Like, so it may look good, but that's because you're seeing it superficially. Do not stop your progress. Keep moving. Have faith in the journey. Know that you're here for a reason. Write yourself a letter if you need to. Write yourself a mission statement if you need to make sure that you hold yourself accountable to finish out your goals and do what you're doing. If you just broke up with someone because they're abusive, and they look enticing all over again, they reaching out, they being all sweet all of a sudden, and this is like the same way that they got you the first time. It's very tempting. But are you ready to be abused again? Like, really ask yourself, do I know what I'm signing up for? And if you do, is that something I want to sign up for? If it is, go for it, hun. Test it out. Take it for a ride. Take it for a ride. Okay? Take it for a ride. But if it's not something you want to do, you gotta let it go. You got to keep it moving. Maybe you can come back to it another time, but it's not something that you're ready for. It's not something that you're interested in. And maybe it'll change, but if it hasn't shown you progress, then I wouldn't go there. If it's somewhere that is just not good, if it's superficial and nothing more than like what it's showing you, or what it looks or appears to be, just stay away from it. You can follow your intuition. You can follow your intuition. Your intuition is strong. So just listen to it. You can do this. You've got this. And I think that'll pretty much close out what we were talking about today. Alchemy did just fall out. Alchemy is just saying, like, you've got the power to create your life. Do that. Do that. This is saying you have more power than you thought you had. Your solar plexus is there. Use it. Solar plexus is your personal power. Don't let anyone control your life. Don't let anyone fool you. Listen to your intuition. And I love you guys so much. I don't know if I'm going to edit this video. You guys will see if it's edited. I really don't know. But I do love you. Make sure you go ahead and share this with someone who may need to hear it. Go ahead and subscribe, of course, and like this video, and watch some other ones as well, and share those with the whole world. Okay? Giving you hugs, giving you love. Do the same for yourself. See ya.